And away we go.
Things are about to get interesting.
How so?
Epping.
Epping?
The government won their case to allow hotels to continue.
I feel like that's a bad thing.
We hold those truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that those that are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among those that are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that it's to secure their rights, governments are instituted among man in deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That is whenever any form of government becomes destructive of their ends and seeks to be the enemy of the citizen. Rights of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute a new government that is in the best interest of the people, laying its foundations on such principles and organisation its power in such form as to then shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. E.g., they've lifted the spark. The country is going to thingy. Like the founding fathers of America, this government does not serve the interests of we the people. They infringe on our rights. They make lie about contempt for the British people. It's time we show them the power of the citizens of the UK. It's our right to fight foe, foreign or domestic, even if they're within, to protect these isles from the want to do us harm. We hold truth to power all to be self-evident. I can see the revolution coming. Starmer has just pushed it. So how many do you think will actually revolt?
As in people in the UK right now.
Yes. I think he's tipped some of them to the edge.
And sure they did.
And there's supposedly riots all across the country right now.
Oh yes.
The time of Britain being a country is well and truly bloody over. He got his fucking wish.
And now, we're in a breeding ground for violence and
Yes,
all kinds of
civil
mental
war.
conflict. And it does not matter what it is, or why it is, or where
A
it
lot of
is.
people will lose their lives because of this, but there's a lot of people that can't see it. But Starmer has started civil war. I can't see the Americans not siding with us and taking them out.
It's not just what people think this is about. There's so much more, but they won't know about it until it's too late.
Yes. Starmer has drawn his last breath. This government will be overthrown. Maybe not by the citizens. Maybe even be, or maybe not even be through violence. We've seen many governments be taken over through political coups, right?
Yeah.
Who's saying that America won't be looking for regime change in the UK? It'll happen.
It will happen, yes.
It will happen. Who says it'll be violent? It might never be. It might not be violent. It might just be political. It might simply just be that there will be regime change. The Republicans in America will be looking for regime change in the UK. But yes. So how do you think what do you think Starmer's reaction to this will be?
I think and this is not guaranteed, but this is what I have. This is what a gut feeling I have. If any more rising regards to the migrant hotels, Starmer will likely make a press speech or go out and speak to the public, saying that something along the lines of, "We'll do what we can." No, they won't. No, I think you'll say something along the lines of,
You filthy
must
rodent, get back in your place before I have to fucking lock you up. Something
that's one
of
way
those
of putting
words.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, but in other words, he will
Then
likely
ain't the
say,
Bank of England looking to fucking get oust this tosser as well?
"What do you think?"
Yes. I think the bond markets are starting to spike, and he might actually be ousted. Even President Vance is on our side, is on the side of the UK. Elon Musk is endorsed in Vance UK. Is this a good sign or a bad sign?
Well, do you know what happened last time when Elon Musk gave endorsement to a UK politician?
What happened?
He endorsed Rupert Lowe to be the next Reform UK leader back when he was a member of Reform UK. But then,
What do you think
when
the chances that Rupert Lowe becomes the president, becomes the next PM?
he has not said he was wanting to get back into politics. He did say he did start a movement, Restore Britain, but he never said that was going to be a new established political party.
The government versus the people. Yes. Do you think Restore Britain could be used as a way of galvanizing force to create an army?
Yes.
Do you think civil war is on our shores?
At this point, might as well. Anything is possible. More likely than you think it would be.
Epping parents have agreed to patrol the streets when the schools go back next week. If the government and police can't protect our children, we will do it ourselves. Good on them. Did you hear that the UK's Ukrainian embassy has been hit by Russian attacks?
Oh, yeah, I've heard something like
How much
that.
you want to blame? Am I wrong to think that Starmer is going to drag us into war? Also, the EU as well. Am I wrong to think that Starmer is going to use this as a way to drag himself into this war?
Well, that is one way of putting it. Or it could just be another reason to escalate situation as it is or right now.
Reports the British government are looking to delay, scrutinise, and potentially withhold payments of over £800, even if you're paying a friend or family member. These people want absolute control over everything you do, and that's why they're communists. Yes, they are, and they should be dethroned, disposed of. Did you hear about Labour Angela Rayner's 800k house, and she's using a certain type of main occupancy as a way to frickin' say to
Yes, I've heard about that.
she should resign.
But she won't. If anything, she's likely to be the next Prime Minister, or will be the next Labour leader, once Starmer has his turn over with.
JD Vance endorses Raise the Colours. Do you know who started Raise the Colours? Nicholas Tasconi. Who do you think his ties are with? He's the leader of UKIP.
Oh yeah, I knew
Who's
that name sounded
his ties
familiar.
are with Turning Point, UK.
Now it makes sense.
UKIP is part of Turning Point. UKIP is basically is UK's MAGA. Nicholas Tasconi is linked with Turning Point UK, who Turning Point USA backed Donald J. Trump. And they're the ones that created this Raise the Colours operation. They're the ones majorly backing it.
Says it all.
5 former Reform branch chairmen have defected to Reform to Advance UK. Is there a chance that Advance UK could be very big in the future?
Maybe.
What if they were to merge Advance UK were to merge with UKIP?
That is a good question. They could be down for that idea, but for now, I think those two parties doing their own thing, try and get whatever fan base they can grow, and then maybe once they see more benefits to merge, they will merge.
Have you heard of the whole Cracker Barrel thing?
Yeah, I think we talked about that a couple days ago.
Yeah. So basically, this woke CEO, right? She destroys everything about this brand, right? She changes the menu. She gets rid of the game. She shafts the original people that helped build the the games from Cracker Barrel and that. And she wants to send them off to China. She wants to get rid of everything, basically turn it into another freaking fast food chain, soulless fast food chain, while also raising prices. Who knows?
Who knows?
So what else is there?
Greta Thunberg activists block Oslo Main Street in oil protest.
Where is this?
Greta Thunberg and more than 100 more climate activists blocked Oslo's main avenue and a bank branch on Thursday to demand Norway shutter its
Push them all over. Fucking run the cunts over. Fucking shoot them if you have to. Do the fucking world some good. Can chuck the, you know, Farage should have Ed Davies' seat at the state dinner. Do you agree? Ooh, I used to actually think Farage would have been interesting, but I don't trust him. But what else was there?
Trump's son hypes Bitcoin on Hong Kong leg of Asia trip. Eric
Yep.
Trump spoke on August 29th, 2025 at the Bitcoin Asia conference in Hong Kong, urging attendees to buy Bitcoin and praising the city and China. This event followed Hong Kong's August 1st stablecoins ordinance and contracts, with mainland China's long-standing cryptocurrency ban since 2013.
Why is the Trump family so fucking positive about China?
Has to get on someone's good side to ensure they live another day.
So you're telling me that China has that much influence? Or the
Who's to say they
CCP have
don't?
that much influence?
Well, we hear about China everywhere. In trade, the
But China's
technology
poor
industry.
though. China's fucking poor.
Maybe
Their
poor, but it's
companies are going under. Their fucking manufacturing's fucked. Their property market's fucked. The CCP's on the verge of fucking collapse. Let's be real here. There's that many. China's on the verge of fucking breaking up. Should the UK join America as a state? As states? What's the best option for the UK? It's a
I
hard
think,
question.
yeah, that is. You know, I think if the UK were to join the US,
We'd be better off.
yeah,
We'd be better off economically. We'd be in China in their economic system.
yeah,
We wouldn't have to worry about our military because, well, they'd be protecting us. Two, we could focus on rebuilding and actual developing.
and we could use their military bases around the world.
Plus, they'd inherit all our military bases. Not to mention, we'd have together. We'd own all of the Virgin Islands. Because remember, Britain, the British Virgin Islands, we own a lot of them as well. And America owns the Virgin Island, most of the Virgin Islands as well. And then you've got Britain with its little islands as well. Its uninhabited islands and all its land and some of its overseas territories. We'd be better off economically. Imagine here. Think of it. Think about this, Jimmy. Imagine merging the economies of the economies of the UK economy, the UK stock market, and the American stock market, and merging them into one big index. How big would that be?
Very.
Yes. You have the European, you have the UK, you have the London Stock Exchange, right? It manages all the European companies, right? But they're basically intertwined and linked. And then you have the London Stock Exchange that manages all the. We'd be better off. We'd be better off. I'll never understand why we couldn't use the technology we have from oil and gas, from building these oil and gas terminals into actual floating cities. You see images of oil and gas terminals, right? Why couldn't we turn them into floating cities? Why couldn't we have bars? Why couldn't we build actual civilians? Why couldn't we turn them into what? Why couldn't we turn them into something? Instead of destroying them, why not turn them to actual floating cities? Why not actually try and build populations on them?
Because it's not in their interest, unfortunately.
The financial interests. Imagine the amount of imagine the defensive capabilities you could do if you made military bases on these things, right? You could use them for fucking stationing fucking sonar. You could use them these things for stationing out freaking troops for coast guards. The sea's one of the fucking biggest things in the world. The thing we don't have we haven't got much land left, but we've still got still got the ocean. And the UK's got some of the biggest, largest ocean waters in the world. Why not utilize them? Why not?
If
We could use them for military bases.
they are
One off the
going to
coast of
build,
Australia, one off the coast of Canada, one off the coast of everywhere.
if they
The
were going
military
to build
technologies officers are
floating
brilliant.
cities, if they are going to build floating cities, how much weight can it hold to build these high-rise skyscrapers? And
Who said you have to fucking have skyscraper? We've got these floating cities. Why can't we build communities on them? Why can't we build new types of new industrial types of settlements on these? These people could be traditionally fishermen, right? That do fishing. These people could be drilling oil and gas on these things. These people could be fishing. These people could be doing cruises. These people could be. We could turn these into freaking tourist destinations for cruises. We turn them into freaking places where people want to freaking buy and shop. It's interesting technology. The technology we've got for these platforms, it's a piss take that we haven't utilized technology. It's sad.
but there will come a point once people do take the advantage and the opportunity to make floating cities. What if we've used up all the ocean space to build the floating cities? Where do we build our new floating cities now?
I also want to see what we could do if we could build floating cities in the air. Cities in the air.
That's gonna take a lot of horsepower.
Yes.
Actually, floating cities would be a lot more costly than floating cities.
Again, I like the technology here. I think there's possibilities to turn this into actual interesting, actual functioning civilizations.
The thing is, most of them they won't see that potential. And by the time they do find out about it, it would already be too late. There are people in this world that aren't innovative enough. They don't think at least 2 steps ahead. We should be thinking at least 4 steps ahead to achieve the quality of life that we want to achieve.
I love how China's touting all these people. 26 world leaders will stand with you. Like, yes, 26 world leaders, but how many? None of them are from the fucking top nations. Yeah, you got Russia that you owe a favour to that owes you money. You got North Korea, which is not that big. You got Iran, which is not a death neck. You got Cuba, which is quite frankly not really a nation. So what else is there?
At least 95 second, most in California, in salmonella outbreak linked to recalled eggs. There have been 95 salmonella cases, including 18 hospitalizations across 14 states linked to recalled eggs distributed by Country Eggs. California is the hardest hit state with 73 cases, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Consumers are advised to throw away or return any recalled eggs, and those with severe symptoms should contact their doctor. I wonder what this could mean.
So how long do you think it'll be before the people will start fucking fighting back against this corrupt government? Because I can't see the vast majority fucking putting up with the fact that they think that migrants, their rights are trump ours.
It won't be long now until we hear more about civil fighting or anything
Sure, it will be
civil
fucking
related.
happening.
It will happen within this decade for sure.
It'll happen in the next coming weeks.
And if not, at least before 2030. Something's going to go down.
Why are all the Christian dominations leaving Israel?
Why did they? Website shut down after sharing thousands of photos of women without their consent.
What website?
An Italian website published doctored images of well-known women, including Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, with obscene commentary. Meloni and others, including MEP Alessandra Moretti, called for legal action against those responsible for the website.
Breaking Israel releases footage of aid warehouse deep inside Gaza, literally overflowing with food. Will the media report this? So this just proves that, quite frankly, that they say that all Gaza's are starving. There's fucking food there. Didn't I say a couple of years ago about the Ben Gurion Canal?
Yes, you did.
How's that coming along? How long should we expect the Ben Gurion Canal until it's finished?
At the earliest, 2 to 3 decades when it will be done. It's likely much longer, if not ever. And if it does get done, it has to be built around Gaza. Jaw-droppingly weird dinosaur from Morocco was studded with spikes. Scientists have discovered a bizarre armored dinosaur called Spicomylus, which lived 165 million years ago and had meter-long spikes sticking out from its neck. The elaborateness and spikiness of the animal found in Morocco has surprised experts, forcing them to rethink how these armored dinosaurs evolved. The dinosaur fossils were discovered by a team of scientists in Morocco and published in the journal Nature, with researchers speculating that the spikes may have been used for display rather than armor.
One day, 10k young men. Did you hear 10k young men Poland from Ukraine? Did you hear about the Ukrainian man that threatened to burn Polish buildings if he doesn't get his money, his benefit money?
Dear.
Am I wrong to think that these bastards might actually be more fucking worse than fucking Palestinians
It
when they
doesn't
come
matter
here?
about who's worse, it's about taking advantage of other people's
Am I the
resources.
only one that thinks that a lot of these people, especially when they freaking shove these people into our country, right? They're going to be no different than the freaking Palestine people or the freeloaders coming into this country.
It's not about who they are, it's about what they do once they get there. And if they are causing destruction and breaking laws, they have to be punished. That's the end of that. US notifies Congress of $825 million Iran missile sale to Ukraine.
Iran.
Ukraine.
Wait, they're taking missiles from Iran.
No, US has notified Congress about the missile sale to Ukraine.
From Iran. Or the US.
It doesn't say where, it's just the US is notifying Congress about a missile sale.
Food inflation. Most chocolate bars are now freaking £2.45. Things are going up.
And not in a good way.
India is set to increase Russian imports 10 to 20% for September. When does the next new Indian Prime Minister take over?
I will check right now.
Because we know Moody's about to be retiring soon, because quite frankly, he didn't win the next election. Or he was terminated.
Next Indian general election, June 2029.
Wait, so Moody's, he won? I thought it was this woman that won.
In the general election, BJP managed to win the most seats, even though they've lost 63 seats from the previous Indian general election.
Is India becoming a dictatorship?
Maybe. Maybe not, who knows? It's hard to say, depending on where the apple falls.
Do the Tories still own districts, own MP seats in London?
Few of them.
Are a lot of them going to flip to Reform? How many? And which ones?
I will check to see. Okay, first Tory London seat, Orpington, tilt to Reform.
Mm-hmm. How long do you think Farage will last before he frickin' ousts himself and instantly puts in Zia?
I'd say
First week, second week, third week, 4 weeks in.
I think probably 2 years after the next general election.
Really? Because I honestly thought he was literally planning on literally just shoving him in the seat without a general thingy and installing the wet. Do we actually believe that? What are the chances that Farage actually does deport people?
But it's most likely he will deport someone out of the UK, but the scale of it won't be as big as people that support him want it to be.
I know it won't be. I don't think he would. He said everybody needs to be deported, and then he backtracked because he was scared of votes. But he really just said every man, woman, and child, need to be deported. Rupert Lowe said it, and he didn't have any worries about it. But Farage did. That shows he hasn't got the stomach. I'd love a general election, but we're not getting one.
Yeah, I think Labour are feeling too cozy right now with a big majority. They can sack all of the Labour MPs and still have a big enough majority.
Yeah. Why is Japan important for worlders?
Because they are desperate for some kind of population reproduction and to try and fill gaps in their workforce.
Palestine is not a part of the UN. It's not a country.
Well, not yet at least.
Why do they say the US, the UK, France, Germany, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Turkey are the reasons that there will never be world peace? Why do they blame me? Why do they blame our country? Why do they blame France? Why do they blame Germany? And why do they blame the Saudis, the UAE, and Turkey? How has the UAE even got any power? It's a tiny state, a city-state.
Maybe they're imitated by the threat that these people or countries can do to their way of operation.
Who's the five biggest countries in the world, most powerful countries in the world?
To what extent?
Military and global influence.
Military and global influence. The US is one of them.
Yes.
China, unfortunately.
Yep, I'd say China. The UK is one of them.
Yeah, I was thinking the UK.
Russia's one of them.
Yes.
France is one of them.
Yeah.
And I would put Brazil.
Yeah, I was gonna think Brazil because it's not just their military, but pop culture influence as well is a big role that they play.
I wouldn't say India. I wouldn't say India's still under Britain's thumb. They're not a freaking real civilized country. They're not a country. Near as Pakistan, they're both under Britain's thumb. India's not. China, to my personally belief, I don't think China's really that much of a threat. And I don't really think Russia's much of a threat either. The truth is, Jamie, China's a land power, right?
Yeah, it
A
is.
land power. Yes.
And that's it.
They're never going to be. They're never going to be a sea power. They're never going to be a land. They're never going to be a sea power or an air power. They're a land power. Same with Russia. Russia's a land power. If we're being honest, I don't even think America. Would you class America as a sea power?
Yeah, I would.
I would class them as a land power. I don't think they've got much power. I don't think they've got much, I don't think they're really much of a sea. I think America prioritizes mainly land and sea, but I think they're more specialized to land. I think UK is a land and sea power. France, I would say it's a land and a sea power, but they are better with land than I would say sea. Is India becoming a powerful country?
In terms of its people, yeah. But that's about it.
So you don't think India is going to become one of those big nations economically?
Well, it can do well economically, but it won't
It
reach
ain't going
to
to
the
rule. It won't
highest.
be ruling the world. It won't be ruling the world.
Exactly.
Is China's UN seat permanent?
Yes.
Is the
And it,
UK's permanent UN seat warranted? The USA's permanent. USA's one that should have it. Should France really have a UN permanent seat, or is that mainly just to keep it mainly there for for Europe to have a say in the matter?
well, the reason why France got a permanent UN seat is because of trying to balance the geopolitical tensions during the Cold War, back when, in the
I
early
think it
years
was
of,
also Britain didn't really want to deal with having to have to be the main guy in Europe. They wanted to
and
manage
also,
its empire.
yeah, and also France acted kind of like a balancing point between the America side of the Cold War and the USSR side of the Cold War.
Mm, yes. So what countries still follow under British influence?
Australia, New Zealand.
So which countries are states of influence?
So Britain has certainly high levels of influence in Australia, New Zealand, Hong
Yes,
Kong for sure, South Africa.
yes, yes. So what would be? Yeah, so what are the sphere of influences for the big five?
Russia is a
And
massive
how
sphere
much
of
did a lot? You were saying?
yeah. So Russia has a high sphere of influence amongst the former USSR countries like Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Belarus, the Baltic countries, maybe Finland, but Finnish people don't
I
like
wouldn't
talking
say
about that.
Poland. I don't think they have much influence over Poland anymore. But yeah. What influence did China seems to have growing influence over Vietnam, the Philippines, Indonesia, and other Chinese types of countries in China's sphere of influence, specifically Brunei and all those. America traditionally has still had. Would you say who would you say Canada goes influence under? Is that Britain or America, or is it both,
I
or is
think
it more always been Britain?
historically Britain, but currently Canada
I would
has
say
been
America.
influ yeah, America right now, but historically has been Britain, mainly in terms of its structure and its government and architecture.
Yes. So what would you say France influence? France is like freaking
France
like diplomatic areas would be
was the influence of Africa of a
Central
lot of
Europe.
African yes, Central Europe, African nations, and
Would
I
you say
think
they
maybe
still have massive influence? France,
yeah, it does, and has trade ties with some African former African colonies as well to this day. Prince Harry set for face-to-face meeting with King Charles in UK, but not William. Prince Harry and King Charles are expected to meet with are expected to meet when Harry visits London in September, offering hope for reconciliation between father and son. Prince William is unlikely to attend the meeting as he believes there is little chance of repairing his fractured relationship with Harry. Harry has expressed a desire for reconciliation, but feels frustrated that the king won't
tell
speak
him to
to
go
me.
fuck off back. Tell him to go. You should. William's got the right attitude. Tell Harry to go fucking back to America. Live it up in your nice little mansion. Take the money you've got. Fuck off into the sunset, and don't fucking talk in the media because nobody gives a fuck what you say. Go live it up, play golf, live it up, spend the money you've got, enjoy the rest of your fucking days. Maybe create a company or something like that, piss away in the private or invest money in the stock market. But the rest, stay out of the fucking limelight and enjoy the rest of your fucking days. Because nobody wants you in Britain. Nobody wants to see your fucking his smug ginger ass. And I don't think Charles even gives a fuck about him because he's not his son. Harry's not Charles' son. Clearly, his son is someone else. Clearly, he's the son of a fucking horseback rider. Diana clearly cheated on Charles at the time with a horseback rider, and that's him. Like, for fuck's sake, he's ginger. There was no fucking chance. No, clearly Charles has never been ginger, and I don't think I've seen a ginger Roy in a long time. So
Heidi Gardner and Michael Longfellow leaving Saturday Night Live.
news: teenage girl raped in Catterick Garrison. Locals claim it was an Afghan living in a military housing. The police claim they are still appealing for information despite giving no description. Why are migrants covered up all the time?
A professor cancelled his class after learning that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged. Okay. So?
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. The
But
slightest.
but life still goes on, apparently.
Yep. Here, the 10 world leaders are covering on Beijing retires massive. Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong Un, Alexander Lukashenko, Mossad Pazashkian, Masoud Pavashkin, probably another Middle Eastern country, probably Iran, Alexandra Vucic, that's Serbia, Shabazz Sharif, Pakistan, Robert Fico, Miguel Diaz-Canal, Emerson Mangawa, Anwar Ibrahim of Malaysia. Again, Russia, not that big of a country. North Korea, poor. Belarus, not that big of a country. What happened to Ayatollah?
Ayatollah?
Ayatollah Khomeini.
I have no idea.
So yeah, Iran's attending the event. Iran's not that big of a country. Pakistan, again, some of these countries are not that powerful. We could take them. Quebec government is putting forward a new law banning public prayer. Why not ban Muslims? Is that us done, or is there anything else?
I think that is us.